Good evening, San Antonio, and thank you for watching another episode of The Scene. My name is Lonnie, and I will be your ghostess with the mostest this evening, since it is our pre-Halloween show. Oh, I'm sorry, how rude. This is my ex-boyfriend, Fred, and Fred is, well, that's right, you guessed it, boys and ghouls. Fred is dead. Gentlemen, now you know what happens when you cheat on your girlfriends. I'm just teasing you. Fred didn't cheat on me. I totally killed him out of sport. Well, I mean, not just sport. I was hungry. Girls gotta eat. Anyways, I'm totally getting off the subject here. Tonight we have a fantastic show for you. Headlining the show will be Into Eternity. They hail from Canada, eh? But starting everything off will be Hate Eternal. You may recognize one of these gentlemen from a little old band called Morbid Angel. Enjoy. Stop that, Fred. Can't keep a dead man down.
What's up, San Antonio? Welcome back to another episode of The Scene. Right now I'm hanging out backstage. After hours, we're all fucking tired, and I'm here with the gentleman in a band called Hate Eternal. Say hi, guys. Come on.
Hello. Hi, guys.
Animate yourselves. Come on. Be goofy
What's up,
and
fucko?
shit. That's more like it. That's the attitude that I want. Now, for those of y'all who are not familiar with Hate Eternal, why don't you guys take a minute to introduce yourselves, talk about the band, and all that other typical shit. Eric, you start.
I'm Eric Rattan. I play guitar. I try to sing.
Derek Roddy, drums, keeping it real.
Randy Pyro, bass and screams. And
These guys just played a monster set over here at the Sanctuary. They're out there promoting their new album called
I Monarch.
I Monarch. One thing that you'll notice when you listen to I Monarch is that it's a little groovier, isn't it? It's a little more, I don't know, to me it sounds a little groovier, a little more like there's some more mosh pit sections instead of all this fucking intense chaos all the time.
Well, it's a blend of a variety of sources of inspiration. So,
Shit, I
mosh.
think we even fine-tuned our, intense parts to be more groovy even. I mean, it's,
Yeah.
everything, even the fast stuff, whereas on King of All King would go unnoticed, this record just really, we focused on trying to make things, flow a little better for sure. So whether it was, fast or not, I mean, I never can get why people think that because stuff is fast, it can't groove. You know what I mean? I think too many bands to put too much focus on, we got to play a groove part, then we got to play a fast part. I totally believe that fast shit can groove as well, It's just a matter of how you look at it, I guess.
Yeah, no, I think that's one of the things that's going to set this album apart from the others. I mean, not to like talk smack about the other two because they're like fucking intense, they're fucking crazy, and I highly recommend them, especially to all you brutal fans out there. But I mean, it's kind of a new direction. Why don't you talk a little bit about this inspiration that you just mentioned?
Well, we just, wanted to explore other territories that we've all been into for many years.
Like what?
We listen to lots of different music. Derek's into a lot of percussive, music. He listens to a lot of different stuff. I like a lot of Middle Eastern music, and these guys listen to jazz and fusion and all kinds of other stuff. We just
Plus,
want
when you jam as a band too, for the really, we worked on this record for 8 months,
Yeah.
or so.
We took our
King of
Yeah,
All
we did.
Kings.
We
I mean,
jammed.
we were learning songs, and when I was doing drum tracks in the studio, I was still learning songs.
There was little stuff that me and him would just come up with one night, just sitting there, just like, oh, dude, that has to go on the album.
because we took our time, because we had the time.
Yeah.
We never had the time before because of our schedules, or I was busy doing other shit, and everybody was busy. We never had the time, but now that all our focus is on Hate Eternal, nothing else. It just came naturally because all we did was practice and come up with stuff and write stuff on the fly, and made sure before we even recorded that we were all prepared and everything that we needed to do, regardless of the time restraint.
It almost sounds like you guys had a bit of a revelation while you guys were making this album. Did you guys realize anything new that you weren't aware of before?
I don't know if we realized anything that we didn't already know before. We just
A lot of the ideas and stuff that I had for this record, I had for the last record, just didn't have time to execute it. That was the thing. The biggest thing was not having the time. This record, we had the time. Last record, if we would have had 8 months to write it, would have been, probably dynamically the same. We just didn't have the time to get there. This album we did.
Eric just mentioned that you're into a lot of jazz and weird percussive music. Now I was just talking to Adam from Into Eternity that tells me that there's one song on the new album where you're playing in 3 different time signatures at the same time.
Yeah.
How the fuck do you do that, man?
Mathematics.
Come on, man, keep talking about it, man. How do you incorporate this into the brutal context, man? How does that work?
It's hard too because obviously you were playing blast beats all the time. I mean, you can't just go ah and put this tasteful feel in it. I mean, obviously it's got to be intense, but it's just I would always been torn from playing a blast part or playing double bass and some slow groovy thing. So I figured, well, if I could figure out how to do both of them at the same time, it would be that much more dynamic, more orchestrated. So I just spent the time and learned to do it.
Why'd you do it, Eric?
But
Why'd you leave Morbid Angel? Why?
Jeez.
Is this a sore spot?
No.
Okay.
I've just answered about 5,000 times, so I'll make it 5,000.
I'm terribly sorry. I've never heard it come from the horse's mouth itself, and so I must know.
Well, I just, you're looking at the 3 guys that made the decision for me. I love this band, and I did Morbid Angel for 10 years, and it was an honor, a pleasure to be a part of Morbid Angel for those years, but I wanted to expand musically into other regions that Morbid Angel never did. To me, in Morbid Angel, it was an honor to be a part of Morbid Angel, but I was very limited in the creativity that I could provide. I wrote 7 songs in 10 years. I wrote 7 songs in 6 months. So I'm prolific. I like to write, and jamming with Derek for the last 6 years, and now Randy. It's just I get a great vibe in this band, and I enjoy what we're doing. And to me, that goes further than anything. Money, fame, that means shit to me. I enjoy playing with these guys, and we have a natural chemistry that just is something special that was put on hold. Conquering the Throne was rushed. King of All Kings was rushed. Everything was rushed because of my commitment and my devotion to Morbid Angel. And I have no regrets about joining, but I have no regrets about leaving either. it was the right time for me to go on my way and make Hate Eternal something that I really believe that we can be. And I have no regrets about any of it. It's all been a good journey. Without Morbid Angel, I wouldn't be here. So, you know, I never forget my roots, you know, and my loyalty always be to Morbid Angel. But you got to make decisions for yourself in life. You know, it's like working for a corporation or going into business for yourself. You know, I'm an entrepreneur type of guy. I want to go into business for myself, and these guys are in business with me. You know, and that's Hate Eternal. It's really so. That's the only reasons. Just pure wanting to do what I wanted to do, and no compromise. And we don't compromise anything in this band, musically or.
That definitely comes out in the music. It's really refreshing to see an attitude like that, man. You know, where you're just doing it simply for the love of it.
Yeah, there's a million things we could all do musically to make money and just, you know, cash in on the cash cow, but, you know, we're just playing music that we enjoy regardless of, you know, the financial stability that it does not provide. So, you know, we're enjoying ourselves playing this stuff, and that's why we do it, period. There's no hidden agendas. You know, we don't give a shit about being the fastest or the brutalist or whatever. That stuff doesn't matter.
It just turns out that way.
Well, that's appreciated. But we're just doing what we do. We do what we do, and we enjoy it tremendously. So that's the main purpose in life, isn't it? Enjoying it, you know, feeling good about what you do. And I've never felt as good as I feel about this band in my life right now. And, personally, yeah, I mean, I got good things going on with this band, and I feel good about the people around me, and I feel good about everything.
All right, well, I guess we'll go on and wrap things up right now. Eric, Derek, Brandy, thank you all very much for your time. This is Gonzo signing off with Hate Eternal.
Peace out, bitches.
Welcome back, guys. I hope you enjoyed that footage and that interview from Hate Eternal. We're going to keep it moving right along, and we're going to take you straight into eternity. These are a talented bunch of guys, and they're also very good looking. Of course, none of them would date me, right? Because you kill 3 boyfriends. I mean, you kill 1 boyfriend, and all of a sudden, nobody wants to go out with you. People are so sensitive about staying alive. I just don't get that. Oh, anyways, here's the footage.
What's going on, San Antonio? This is Gonzo. Welcome back to the scene. I've got some very, very interesting guests for you tonight. In your presence, or rather in my presence, and vicariously yours, are a guy named Tim Roth and a guy named Adam Sagan. And they play in a band called Into
Eternity.
That band right there. And let me tell you, these guys do things a little differently. I'm not going to talk about it, though. I'm going to let them talk about it. Fire away, guys.
We're different in that we're progressive metal, clean vocals, death vocals, guitar harmonies, guitar solos, blast beats, death vocals type of thing.
Jazz rhythms.
Yeah, so we're a hybrid metal band. They call us progressive death metal.
Oh, come on. I think you're selling yourself short, man. It's obvious that your approach to music is way, way, way off the wall from what, like, you know, most people, you know, think of, like, progressive metal and death metal. It's way away from that, man. I mean,
Thanks.
Come on, man. Talk about that. What's y'all's approach? What makes y'all do the thing y'all do?
We're selfish and we want every type of metal in our music, but it's also important though for us to have like the big hooks and a catchy chorus, because you always want to have something that people can grasp onto to go along with the technicality, you know, the sweeping arpeggios and, you know, the fast drumming and whatnot. So
Yeah, that's the beautiful thing, is that we all have such diverse musical interests as individual musicians, and we all love playing everything. So when you get like-minded individuals together that like to do everything and are open-minded, there's really not a lot that you end up leaving out of the mix, you know?
Yeah.
You throw in everything because that's what you want to play, you know?
I guess another thing that sets you guys apart is that you've got 1, 2, 3, 5, 16 singers, something like that. You know, we've got like 20-part harmonies all performed on stage. I mean, you know, what came up to that? I mean, like, just about all you guys are singing. I believe that somebody said something about...
I'm the only one that's not singing, but we're working on that.
Oh, really now?
Adam can do it.
I can sing. I can definitely sing.
Sing for us, Adam.
Not on cue like
Sing.
that.
Come on, man. Come on.
I don't want to sing. I don't have the for you.
But I've got the bass, you know. But no, it's something I'd like to do, you know, definitely, because there's parts that I hear as a fan that I think, oh, that should be there, and it's not. But I can do it, you know, so let me do it.
But you haven't been in the studio yet to do it.
No.
You just joined the band a few months ago.
About a year ago. it's been about a year now that I've been with the band, and obviously I haven't done any recording or anything yet. But as the new compositions are being written, anything's game, anything's on the table. So we'll see.
How did you end up in the band? I mean, these guys are from Canada. You're from what, Madison, Wisconsin, or some shit?
Yeah, I've spent the last 6 years of my life in Madison. Went to college down there and whatnot. I'm actually from a little town in Minnesota, but basically Minnesota. Basically what happened was I got a promo copy of Buried in Oblivion a couple months before it came out and listened to it, and just immediately, it struck me, and I remembered it among the pile of things that I received, because at that time I had been doing a lot of work with Pit Magazine and doing some journalism.
So you're that Adam Sagan?
Yeah, whatever that Adam Sagan
man.
means, unfortunately.
I've heard
that's
so many
me.
bad stories about you, man. They're all true, man.
I don't deny any of them. But a couple months after the album came out, the band had an opportunity to go to Europe and put out an ad looking for basically a fill-in drummer at that time to stand in and do the tour. And I wrote him an email and just said, hey, here's my deal. This is kind of what I can do. Here's some tunes I've done. And unbeknownst to me at the time, that email ended up going directly to the band's publicist, Heather Smith. And I had known her from my journalism work, and she forwarded the information on to the guys and said what it was, and she said and did her thing. And I ended up going up to jam in Regina with the guys. I think a few weeks later, I drove up there, loaded my drums in my car, and drove about 1,000 miles, and knew 4 songs up there. And we jammed out and learned, I think, 4 or 5 more songs than I'd known going up there, and kind of said, yeah, you're going to go to Europe. And it all just fell into place from there,
And you've been on the road almost nonstop since that happened.
Yeah, pretty much. We had a break off for Christmas, and then that was really kind of it.
And
We got
then
together and did some writing in the meanwhile too. So.
And you guys have played 2 pretty prestigious festivals. I mean, you guys did Prague Power last September, and Monterey Metal Fest just not too long ago. Hey, look who's here! Come sit next to me, man. Join us.
Cool.
Introduce yourself to the camera. Who the fuck are you?
My name's Stu, and I'm the singer for Into Eternity.
And this guy is fucking badass. But anyways, talk about these festivals. Sit your ass down.
All right.
Sit your ass down. Now,
This is great. Oh man,
All right.
we're getting cozy now.
ooh, I love you guys.
Jeez.
Anyways, we were just talking about the reaction that you guys have gotten at these at the Prague Power Fest and at the Monterey Metal Fest. How do they compare? How have they expanded your fan base, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera? Why don't you take it away?
Yeah, well, I didn't get to actually do the Prague Power Festival. I never was there, but Monterey was definitely an eye opener for us, man. Yeah, I mean,
How so?
well, just in regards to for me personally, my first huge festival, and it was amazing. The Mexican metalheads are absolutely fucking amazing, man.
amazing.
You guys fucking rule. And yeah, man.
cabrones.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, exactly.
Si vas a
And,
tener que hablar en español, güey, ya lo sabes.
Sí, yeah, sí.
Oh, sí.
Yeah, sí.
Seis?
Yeah.
No, sí.
Yes, yeah, no, but and as in regards to expanding our fan base, I'm pretty sure that we got our name out there to a lot more people in regards to that.
The promoter actually just emailed us. He wants us
Yeah.
to go back to Monterey, so he said he's got some new business partners, and so hopefully that'll happen.
Oh, fuck.
Seems like that people
So-
want us back.
Yeah, it was a good chance for us.
All right,
But
you guys
the
played-
Prague Powers were good. We did Europe.
Yeah,
we
we
did
did
the
both
Europe
of them.
Prague Power, and we did USA. So we're one of the only bands to do both festivals in 1 year.
Yeah.
So it was.
How did the
pretty
2
cool.
audiences compare?
The USA one's a bigger festival, and it's really well done. Like Glenn's an amazing promoter, and the European one is actually the original Prague Power. That's how it all started, and it's a little bit looser and smaller, but it's cool to do both Europe and the States.
We were just talking about vocalists right when you walked in, about this whole you got like 3 different guys singing on stage at the same time.
Right.
But you guys do so much, you carry it in so many ways, and it's different from what from what we're used to. Because I mean, like the progressive metal fans are more used to like the Counterpoint, Sabotage type thing. You guys take it in a different direction. What drives that?
I don't know. We don't know better. No one ever told me when we started. I didn't know that there were.
We're just too dumb to do anything else.
I never knew that there were rules. Like when we started the band, I never thought, okay, wait a second, we can't do all these different vocal styles. I thought if I make a band, why can't I do whatever the hell I want? So that's what I did. I don't know why bands need to follow. Well, I understand why they need to follow a formula, but I mean, we could have gotten signed way quicker if we would have just conformed and been just one type of band. But I don't. Like, you're doing music, for God's sakes. I think you should do what you want to do, and that's what we're doing. And now it's going over. It took years, of course, to finally, get somewhere. It's 2005. I thought we would have been doing interviews like this 10 years ago, but it didn't happen.
Because this band has existed for a while now.
9 years.
Wow.
So, but now it's just finally happening. So I mean, we could have gone the route that we could have been like just done straight Manowar stuff, or done just straight death metal. We can actually do that if we want, but what's the point? There's a million other bands like that. I think you should try and find your own identity. You know?
Yeah, stick out from the rest.
But what the hell do I know?
Well, to be honest, I think that's exactly what makes progressive music progressive.
Yeah.
That's a much better approach than say, I don't know,
agree.
a lot of the prog power bands have played. And don't ever say that to a prog metal band because they'll try to kick you in the nuts, but that's just how I see it. And it's
Yeah.
refreshing
Me too.
to see that there's not only are there other people out there that that think the same way that I do,
Yeah.
but they're actually playing music together.
Of course. Yeah.
I think that's fucking awesome.
Yeah, I listen to everything. I love death metal. I'll pick up the new Dayside, which I did, and I picked up the new Dream Theater. So, and it's both metal. So for me, I don't see what the problem is.
It's all the same, man. You know?
It's all that energy.
Yeah.
Metal is really about energy.
It all comes from the same source at the end of the day, whether you're talking death metal, black metal, progressive metal, power metal, all that stuff, comes from the same source, and earlier rock and roll and all that heavy stuff. And
everyone
people
listens
forget
to the
that
same
sort of thing, It's people become so stratified and so uptight with categories and genres that they forget that metal is just fucking metal.
That's right.
There's no reason why a band like us in this similar style, or anybody that's doing, the same sort of thing now, can't be doing what we're doing and going out and doing death metal tours and doing prog metal tours and stuff like that. Metal is metal,
And also, I think
anybody
that-
should be able to jam with anybody.
All right, guys. One more question, and I gotta give props to my buddy Ben over there. Come on, show Ben. Say hi to the camera.
What's up, man?
Benjamin.
I gotta give props to my buddy Ben for letting me think of this question. Actually, he told it to me, and I'm stealing it. But who's the tougher crowd? The death metal crowd or the woo metal crowd?
It could go either way, man.
Really, it could really go either way.
Yeah.
I mean, there's going to be Hammerfall people or Stradivarius people that probably will hate our guts
Oh,
and
yeah.
kill us. But then, same thing with death metal crowds.
Yeah.
But all we can do is play the songs that we have and use as much energy as we can, and hopefully we can win over somebody. So that's all we can do.
I think that's a lot of our goal is just to win over
Yeah,
people.
be us.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. You can't cater to a crowd.
Exactly. Play what we like, man. Play the type of music that we want to hear, and then if people accept it, which they are now,
great.
then it's good, man. Yeah, it's good.
Cool. Thanks for the interview, though.
Yeah, man.
No,
For
no.
sure, man.
Thank you guys. I mean, you guys put on a fucking killer performance tonight. Everything sounded great.
Awesome. Thanks.
I mean, the
guys.
vocals, the musicianship, everything. I mean, you guys definitely stuck out tonight.
Thanks.
And I think you guys are definitely going to be remembered. And
Cool.
Into Eternity is the name of this band. Their most recent album is called Buried in Oblivion. out on-
IntoEternity.net.
That's right.
Yeah, are there any dashes in that?
No,
there's
just
not.
all one word.
IntoEternity.net. Actually, we have .com.
That, even if you fuck up and you go to .com, you'll still get there. So
on Century Media Records.
All bases covered. All right. Thank you guys very
Thanks a
much.
All right,
Thanks,
man.
guys.
Thanks for taking the time.
Thanks, dude.
And you, make sure to check these guys out because they fucking rock.
San Antonio.
The song is called Elysium Dream.
Hey there, San Antonio. Thanks for sticking around with us for another episode of The Scene. Hate Eternal and Into Eternity are both extremely talented bands, and I hope you get a chance to check them out one day if you did not get to check them out last time they came to San Antonio. Well, that about wraps it up for our pre-Halloween show. Although, I wouldn't feel like a good Halloween hostess or ghostess unless I went down the Halloween checklist with you. So let's go through this, okay, boys and girls? Number 1. Always carry your flashlight when you're trick-or-treating. Number 2, always check your candy before you eat it. And number 3, don't talk to any strangers. Unless they look like they'd be really good in bed. Now, on a more serious note, all of us here at The Scene would like to wish all of you out there a very happy Samhain. We'll see you in The Scene. Thanks.
A second. I gotta tune this down. You know what I mean? You're watching The Scene. How about that? I don't mean to be mean, but check out The Scene. We're just ad-libbing this. Hey, we're Into Eternity, and you're watching The Scene. Yeah!